Welcome back, friends. I hope you've enjoyed this series so far. And if you've been following along with me, this is what your project should look like at this point. You should have all of your blocks sewn together. And like I said before, it depends on what you decide to do, how large of a project you are doing. But this is the full-sized Afghan, as the pattern in the book says. And now we are ready to start adding the border or the trim around the edges. Because adding the border is a little bit more time consuming because you're having to go all the way around, we're going to split this up into two videos. So in this video I'm going to show you how to do the first two rows around the Afghan, and then in next week's video we will be finishing up this project. So let's get started and I'll show you what to do for the first row around. So this is round one of the border, and what you need to do is you're going to start with a slip stitch with your off-white yarn in any corner to chain space. So you just slip stitch into that corner to chain space. And then you're going to chain 3. Then you're going to do a double crochet in the same space. You're going to chain 3. And then you're going to do 2 more double crochets in that same space. So you're just continuing the corner. So there you have chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochets, all in that same corner stitch. So then all you're going to do is you're going to do a double crochet in every single stitch till you get to the next corner. You're going to do a double crochet, and then I'll show you what to do when you get to one of the intersections. So let me get over to that intersection and then I'll show you what to do there. So here we are at the seam or the intersection where you joined 2 blocks together. And what you do here is you go ahead and double crochet in this space, even though that is not really a stitch per se, it's a space that was left when you made the corners on your blocks. So you put a double crochet there, then you put a double crochet in the top of this seam where you joined the 2 blocks together, and then you put a double crochet in this other chain space. So you're making it nice and flat and even all the way across. So you just do double crochets all the way around, making sure that you do a double crochet in this chain space, in the seam, and in this chain space at every intersection where you joined the 2 blocks together. And so you just double crochet in every stitch all the way along, and then when you get to the next corner of your blanket, in every corner space you do 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, and you do that all the way around. Now, rather than making you pause your video and do all of that crocheting and then come back to do the next row, I'm going to go ahead and just show you the next row, show you what to do, even though I have not finished crocheting my first round yet. So go get your green yarn or whatever yarn color you used for the background, and that's what we're going to be doing for round 2 of the border. So ordinarily I would have this all done, and I forgot to mention, when you get back here with your off-white, you just go ahead and slip stitch or finish it off into this 3-chain space, just like we've always done, with a slip stitch and then a knot. So for purposes of this video, pretend that this is all the way completed. And so you're going to start back in this corner again, and you're going to be using your background color, which in my case is this dark green. So for round 2, you're going to join this green with a single crochet in this corner, this 3-chain space. So there is a single crochet. Then you're going to single crochet again in the same space, chain 3, and then 2 more single crochets. So in this space you're going to have 2 single crochets, chain 3, 2 single crochets. And it's just like when we did this border on the block, where you did the double crochet all the way around and then you did a single crochet all the way around. That's exactly what you're going to be doing for round 2 of the border. You're just going to single crochet in every single stitch all the way around, and in each corner space you're going to do 2 single crochets, chain 3, 2 single crochets. It's very, very simple. This is kind of like mindless crocheting, where you can just sit, watch a television program, and crochet these 2 rounds of this border. Now next week when we do rounds 3 and 4, it will be a little bit different, because you do want the border to look ruffly or decorative. You don't want it just to be plain. But the purposes of doing the double crochet row and the single crochet row for these 2 rounds is, number 1, to even up all of the edges, because you know they're uneven where you joined these. So you want to even them all up. And then the purpose of the green row is to keep continuity between, so that you're having 2 narrow stripes. So we've got this narrow green stripe, and then we're going to have this narrow green stripe. And then the final 2 rows are going to be the really decorative rows, where you're going to be doing a few other kinds of stitches, not just simple double crochet and single crochet. So that's this tutorial for this video. Go ahead and work on that this week. Work on your double crochet row and your single crochet row, and then when we come back next week, have whatever color you want your final ruffle to be. When I was originally working on this Afghan, I was going to make it for myself, but since then I've decided to give it to my daughter, whose favorite color or favorite flower is sunflowers. I was going to make the border, the final ruffle border, the same color as the petals, but Olivia wants it a lighter green color. So I'm going to have a lighter green color to use for the ruffle for the final 2 rows of this Afghan. So have fun this week, and don't forget to come back next week for the final installment of this series. And remember, if you are working on a project, no matter what size, whether it's one of these full-size Afghans, a baby Afghan, a lap Afghan, a wall hanging, even if you're just doing a couple of blocks and making a table runner or a doily out of it, when you get your projects completed, please take a picture of your final project and email me a copy, because I would really like to see what everyone has done. And I may do a video featuring all of your projects. So please share your projects with me, and if I do a video and if you want to remain anonymous and you don't want your name on the block, just let me know and I won't include your name. But if you want your name included, let me know that. If you have a YouTube channel, let me know that as well, and I will publicize your channel name along with the picture. Thanks so much for joining me today, and until next time, happy crocheting!